Hey everyone, Brian Von VA here. Have you ever heard of the term a hope and a prayer, or held together by duct tape and tears? Well, today we're going to be exploring the concept of what are your best 1 HP and a dream stories. Basically, you're SOL and you have one shot left. What do you do with it? And as always, please in the comments below, for the blood gods of the algorithm lords, tell us about your 1 HP and a dream story. We're running Dungeon of the Mad Mage, and we're chasing someone down the winding corridors of the dungeon level we were on. I believe we were on the 3rd or 4th level. I forget. As we were chasing this drow around, we ended up getting hit with a cloud kill spell. Roll for initiative. For some reason, Torxina was particularly angry about chasing this drow, as she rolled a nat 20 for a 21 on initiative, and was first in the order after the enemies get their surprise round for their ambush. It was funny because Torxina has been known for going dead last in initiative in almost every encounter. So the DM does his machinations with the enemies, and then it's Torxina's turn. I had planned to cast Sanctuary on myself and run out of the cloud kill to draw the enemy's fire. Well, I forgot to mention it, and she ate 9 held action bow shots. Now, these were drow, and they used drow poison. I failed my con save with like a 6. With drow poison, if you fail the DC on the save by more than 5, you go unconscious until someone wakes you up. So down she went. Then to add insult to injury, a web attack from a giant spider restrained her while she was unconscious. So now she's restrained, unconscious, prone, and after taking the damage from all the arrows and the cloud kill, she's at like 30 HP. Thankfully, Bethanol cast a lesser restoration on her, so she was awake for the rest of the horrors that befell her as she ate a couple more arrow attacks and then got hit with a black tentacles spell, which she couldn't roll the save for because she was restrained. Now she's prone, restrained, and on a 1 HP and a dream status. Her turn comes up and I go, I don't like being almost dead, so I'll use my life cleric channel divinity to give myself enough hit points to be at half health. Then I'll just lay here and wait for the party to clean up the rest of the mess so they can rescue me. Guys, I'll never make the save to get out of this webbing. The DM paused for a few moments and then said, "Why can't I ever kill you?" Oh, the DM has a hope and a dream to kill Torxina. He messaged me later to say, "Torx, tank up, please, nerf!" Well, no nerf for you, Mr. DM. The Immortal Zombie. So there is a feature for zombies called Undead Fortitude. To sum it up, the zombies can roll a con saving throw against non-radiant, non-critical hits to stay alive. At 1 HP. Everyone in the party was rolling some crazy high attacks, and it came down to the last zombie in this corridor. In public rolls on Roll20 in front of absolutely everyone, this zombie tanks 6 attacks in a row with damage numbers in the low to mid-teens. Freaking thing lasted a full turn and a half before finally losing one of those throws and dying. But we're talking stabbed with a trident, burned, shot with 4 arrows, and a clockwork crossbow bolt. Stabbed again by a spear, whipped twice with a flail, and run through with a short sword by a centaur before it finally dropped dead after being hit with the trident again. I have every intention of bringing the soul of that zombie back as a mini-boss encounter after upping the actual rolls for its undead fortitude. For anyone out there, I'm just going to say it, Mr. Stinky lives again. I was playing a barbarian in a campaign a few months ago. For context, every time I raged, I gained temporary hit points. We were fighting a beholder one time, and my barb was targeted by 2 disintegration rays, and I was down to 1 HP. In the same round, one of the other enemies was killed. Top of the next round, I go again, and oh boy, the bard used haste on me, and I got 3 nat 20 reckless attacks. This dealt around 187 damage. We were level 16, so that was 3 brutal criticals, and I had some powerful weapon that did 2 d12 damage. I killed the beholder, and the DM left the chat. When he came back, I was banned from having haste cast on me. Well, it was session 0 for a campaign I'm still playing. My character Sargalor, a Leonin Clockwork Soul sorcerer, Great One Old Warlock, was fighting a bandit captain. I was able to get an early lead in the fight due to having the captain under the Hex spell and hit him with Magic Missile. The fight was clearly in my favor until I had a bit of a downward slope with my rolls and spells for a few turns. Me and the captain, or the captain and I, dun dun dun, were down to 1 HP each, and he had just missed my AC to hit on his last turn. He moved away and I got an attack of opportunity and I fumbled, I missed. It got to my turn, and I was so pissed that I simply threw my dagger as my last chance to kill this guy before he took me out. Oh, sweet nat 20. That dagger flew into his neck, taking him out. And as his entire crew was watching the fight take place, I had them swear loyalty to me as part of the deal. They still follow me to this day out of fear. This was a Pathfinder campaign, and I love you already because Pathfinder's way better than D&D in my opinion. We had to raid a cabin that was being used as a bandit hideout. Everything was going well. We take out most of the enemies, but our lizard folk inquisitor had separated to chase the escaping leader while we cleaned up the bandits. We reach a point where there's 4 of us left and one bandit who had been disarmed and had nothing on him but a shield. So he starts shield bashing in desperation. This somehow downs the barbarian, then the ranger, and then the bard, and then finally me, the oracle, entirely due to a string of awful luck on our end. The inquisitor comes back after capturing the leader to deal with this guy, and the bad luck continues as he very nearly goes down before managing to barely squeeze out a win at literally 1 HP. Shield Guy the bandit became a legend that day, but so too did our inquisitor for managing to best him. We need Shield Guy the bandit to come back for a main series, please. Hello? My party, a ranger, a fighter, a wizard, and my paladin were fighting the big bad evil guy who was a Hexblade Warlock Paladin. I went down but was able to come back up thanks to an enchantment on my armor. The wizard also went down but was also able to come back up due to his amulet. Knowing that his amulet would only bring him back up to 1 HP, he pretended to stay dead. Top of the round, the big bad evil guy tried to get away with Misty Step. The wizard reacted and cast Counterspell. Then on their turn, read their hold person scroll. The big bad rolled a nat 1, and we took their scythe and won for the end of the session. I have one that's a bit meta, which happened recently. We're 4 years into the Pathfinder campaign I run, completely homebrew world and story. Since this is my first campaign, I occasionally ask my players for help. Also, again, Pathfinder, mwah, chef kiss. A few sessions prior, I had this big arena battle, and I had each player create the stat blocks for some NPCs I made. I assigned one player who was playing a werewolf skinwalker half-elf inquisitor for a good-aligned werewolf god called Ashava to help create a magus character who they will find out is their half-sister later in the campaign. That's a Days of Our Lives twist if I ever did see it. A few sessions later, and the player finds out who she is, and they are on the boat with the rest of the party to go see their mother she never knew she had, as she grew up in an adoptive family and had no idea about her biological parents. The boat was attacked by a group of Rogaroo who hate werewolves, and our player revealed to the world a few sessions ago that she is a good aligned one. The fight begins, and she happens to be up front in the center of this attack. Initiative was rolled, and all but 2 of the 10 attackers got to go first before the entire party, including their primary target, her. 145 HP down to under 10 within several dice rolls, and with no one in the party able to do anything to stop this. Our player, having resigned to her fate and having bought a scroll of resurrection in the previous town, was ready to go down. She casted a mass peace bond, which is a spell that forces the enemy to sheath their weapons unless you can pass the strength DC. That worked and shut down one barbarian and the assassin archers that could do sneak attack at range if they could flank. But that would not stop the 2 spellcasters who both possess anti-werewolf spells that will promptly end their player. But there was one friendly NPC, still able to go. Their half-sister. The magus they created for the arena combat could teleport around as part of their special class ability. And that's a swift action and using arcane pull points. Her half-sister teleported in from the hallway down the ship, grabbed her, cast Dimension Door, and dropped her half into the bottom of the ship's hold, saving her life. So, with no way of knowing she created her own blood relative's ability that saved her character's life on the verge of death sessions after introducing her. That was a wild twist of fate. 10th level party, Big Bad Evil Guy finale. Our 4 NPCs that we brought into battle have already died. Our cleric has been dropped to 0 twice, but is still alive at 1 HP thanks to Death Ward and Gift of the Protector. His max HP has been dropped to single digits, so he can't heal himself. Our cleric and sorcerer were stuck in a poison fog. My warlock was flying safely above it, but out of spell slots. We were all trapped inside of a magical dome with the Big Bad Evil Guy. If you touched the dome, you rolled a d8 on a table to decide a random school of magic. You could then cast any spell under that school of magic that was on your class's spell list up to level 6. After taking d10 poison damage for each spell level. Oh, that's a huge trade-off. I chose to touch the dome. School of Magic, Conjuration. Summon Fiend is a 6th level warlock spell. Can I summon my patron? Oh, that's bad. Oh, that's naughty. Roll 6d10 poison damage. 3 10s, 47 total damage. I'm down to 4 HP. Barely alive, you look over your shoulder and your patron is flying next to you. Between the two of us, I now had 5 attacks each turn. 2 rounds later, my patron got the killing blow on the Big Bad Evil Guy. Imagine that, working for some massive eldritch horror and then summoning them to the battlefield as if to say, hello, can you please help us? We're screwed. And the eldritch horror looks at the Big Bad Evil Guy, looks back at you, just kind of smirks and says, "What the hell? I'd like a little bit of meat in my diet every day." You'd have the Big Bad Evil Guy crapping his pants. Hey everybody, Brian Von VA here, back at it again, checking in after the vid. Make sure to leave a like, subscribe, and to ring that bell. Yes, ring the bell so you, yes you, get notified whenever we post a brand new video or in the rare event we go live. That said, I also want everyone out there to leave a comment down below talking about your favorite, best, or scariest little moment where you had a 1 HP or very, very low HP and a hope and a prayer and a dream, because they're quite interesting to not only read, but to, I guess, read aloud and hear back, because I've been laughing while editing this entire thing down. That said, if you want to come say hi to me, Brian Von VA, you can do so on my Twitch, but you can find me mostly through my website. My website has all of my socials listed at the very bottom of it. It's in the description, link below. Come say hi. I don't bite, I promise. And on that note, I just wanted to say, well, quite honestly, I've been meeting a lot of you again, and I say this a lot lately, but it's so refreshing. I mean, I've been able to hear so many tales of people saying, I've started D&D for the first time, I've started Pathfinder for the first time, or I got my kids into it, I got my boyfriend or girlfriend into it. Or sometimes people say they listen to our videos while they're sleeping, or while they're taking a ride on their bike, or while they're working in a truck. And these things, they bring a lot of joy to my heart. They're small things, but this is sort of a life lesson I want to pass to everyone too. You got to enjoy the small things. You got to not really worry about the big, extravagant world out there, and take solace that even if you work at a grocery store, you know what? You might make somebody's day just by waving at them. You might make their day by holding a door open. You might even make some old lady's day by reaching up on a high shelf and grabbing a can of beans for her. Thank you for the beans, young man or young missus. You know, it's a good feeling. There are things all around you that can make you feel better about the world, make you feel like the world isn't as bleak as it is, and I actively encourage everyone to find that. Even if it's just saying hi in the comments. Everyone, say hi in the comments if you've made it this far. Say hello to somebody. You never know what that's going to do for someone. It does wonders for me. So, I appreciate all of you. Just be safe out there, be happy, and we'll see you next time. Bye for now.